Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Flagrant Talk Sports Podcast. It's me, Isaiah, here with my favorite co-host, Mr. Moses Famino.
What's going on, everybody?
And we are a little past, right in the thick of the midway point of football season. So it's been a little while since we've talked like just football in a video. So
I'm glad that's been the case because I've been kind of shying away from this moment.
Yeah. But we're here.
But we're here. We got to do what we got to do.
Exactly. And in this video, we're going to talk about some NFL takeaways throughout the year, some pros from either teams, players, narratives, divisions, things we've really liked, things we're kind of disappointed in, things we're surprised by, whatever the case may be. And Mo and I both have our own separate lists we haven't discussed, and we will go with the AFC to start and then wrap it up with the NFC. Yeah, anything else to add, Mo, before we get into it?
I don't believe so.
Awesome. To start off, what is one either positive, negative, a takeaway you have this year in regards to the insane AFC?
AFC's juiced, bro. It's ridiculous. We knew it was going to be like this. But the team I'm going to start it off with is the Baltimore Ravens. They are insane this year. Number one offensive team in rushing yards per game, and their defense leads in a numerous amount of categories. I believe it's least amount of touchdowns allowed.
Yep.
They're number one in sacks. They're number two in yards per game. Like their defense has been insane. So props to the Ravens, second in the conference right now.
Yep.
They're looking like a legitimate contender that I really didn't think about. Like, obviously, I knew the Ravens were good at the beginning of the year, but I didn't think their defense was this good. So, got to give them their props.
Yeah. So, ironically enough, the first point, I'm not kidding, that I have labeled is I wanted to give props to the Ravens. Wow. So, I'm glad that you hit that. We'll come out the gate with one that we just agree on. The Ravens have, like you said, piggybacking off everything you said, they've looked really good, and they look like a team right now that deserve to be in contender convos.
Yeah.
And listen, I've had my fair share of bad takes. So let me remind the people real quick of a take I had, just because not for once, but like, it's hitting, so
it's
every
hitting.
Once in a while,
got to point it out.
Once in a while, you got to give props. My preseason pick for MVP was Lamar Jackson, and he is playing. I don't know if he's the favorite. I'd honestly it's probably Mahomes. Like, let's be honest. It could be Mahomes every year. It's kind of the Brady thing, the LeBron thing at this point. But he is playing at an MVP level, easily top 5 voting. I'd argue top 3. And him just elevating his game and staying healthy is taking the Ravens to like a different stratosphere. They have a great, crew of weapons, and that defense has been really sound. Like, I don't want to say I'm surprised, but it is kind of like wow, I knew they had a solid defense, but I didn't know they had like a top end defense in the league. So
like this is like one of the better defensive all-around seasons through half a season, obviously, that I've seen in a while. So it's impressive. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah. So right out the gates, giving props to the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. That team looks really good. We'll see what they do come playoff time. But as of now, if you're a Ravens fan, it's a pretty exciting time, man.
Yeah.
So, that is the first team. The next person is, I have a player, and he's a rookie, and he has been talked about a lot for all the right reasons. Mr. CJ Stroud of the Houston Texans.
No way, bro.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to talk about next. I'm not kidding.
Locked in.
We're teed up. We're hitting the high points.
Yeah, we're back. We are back. And listen, man, CJ Stroud is I don't know the last time I saw a rookie quarterback where if someone said he is my favorite for MVP, I wouldn't be mad.
He's earned a spot in the convo right now.
He's
Panthers fans
mm-hmm.
are in shambles.
Yeah.
And I don't think Bryce is bad. This is a different topic. Sorry to switch it up.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a different topic, but CJ Stroud has just been unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Not limiting turnovers.
Yep.
Timing.
Yep.
Tank Dell waiver wire pickup.
Yep.
Been gas. It's been really cool to see for the Texans.
Yeah. I think so. There's two things. I'm going to put a point in the Bryce Young thing you just said, because that is a really interesting discussion on its own.
Yep.
But what Stroud is doing, and in no way am I trying to disrespect his receiving core, but it's not like he's throwing the ball to like Pro Bowl receivers.
Yeah.
Like a lot of that crew is young. Like, he's not doing this with anything. He is just playing so well. And it is so weird. I get the whole like Ohio State quarterback thing and people are hesitant, all that. But like what we saw in college was this, where you saw the pieces of like, if he can play at that level on a pro stage, he can be really good.
Yeah.
I didn't think he'd be this good though. This is like out of this world. Like
shattering expectations.
Yeah. Like offensive rookie of the year is a lock, but the fact he's like top 10 in MVP as a rookie quarterback, insane.
They can mess around and win the division, bro.
Dude, and now let me eat crow. Since I gave myself a pat on the back. I believe the last time we talked about football, I think was week 3 or 4.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It might have been somewhere around that, but I think the
Texans was 3, I think.
Yes, because I think the Texans were 0-2. And I said, man, really dumb to trade that first round pick. I think it's the dumbest move. You know you're not a good team. Why would you do that? Let me shut up. Texans fans, I am sorry. I don't know if I disrespected, but I was way too like, you're done. 2 weeks into a season.
You're toast, yeah.
2 weeks. And so it's like, let me eat crow. They're 5-4 and could be a wild card team with a rookie quarterback. So,
yeah, it's insane. An insane turnaround.
Super. So, big props to the Texans. It's been, they've been one of the most like pleasant surprises of the year, but CJ Stroud is the reason.
100%.
Real quick, because I'm kind of curious to hear your take on this as well. I have been trying to find a way to work this discussion into a podcast, and I almost wanted to make it its own separate thing. But since you mentioned Bryce Young, I think now is kind of a perfect time.
Yep.
Sports fans, this isn't football, this isn't baseball, this isn't anything, any sport. We are so quick to write off players instantly. 20-year-olds.
It's bad. It's
19-year-olds, 21, 22. We're just like, oh, they haven't shown me enough through 9 games. They're terrible. They can't be good. Bryce Young's a bust. CJ Stroud's 10 times better. Anthony Richardson's better. Why would you take Bryce Young? Da-da-da-da-da. And CJ Stroud has played incredible, but I don't think that warrants crapping all over Bryce Young in order to elevate Stroud. You could talk about Stroud like we have because he's balling out. Yeah. He's playing incredible football. That doesn't make me go, Bryce Young, you're terrible. He's in a terrible spot.
Terrible spot. Young, as you said.
Yes.
We're expecting CJ Stroud to be kind of in the same position, but for some reason
he's elevated.
He's figured it out, elevated his game,
yes.
Worked around the system that he's got, and
yes.
He's killing it.
Yes.
So, yeah, I agree. It takes it's not going to be lollipops and rainbows right away for every quarterback.
It will
Every
take
team.
time. Yeah. Exactly. It's the same thing in the NBA with Scoot Henderson, where it's, bro, he's barely he hasn't even played a quarter of a season yet.
Like,
and people are calling him a bust.
Like, I'm pissed because he was my pick, but I still think he's gonna be good in the league.
He'll be fine.
At least
he'll be fine.
It's his first 20 games.
Yeah.
He's good.
It's like, okay, if you see this in year 3 and there's still not some progress, the discussion can be brought up.
Yeah.
And it can be like, maybe not that he's a bust, but like, he needs to go to a new team.
Yeah.
He's got to figure it out. Bro, the Panthers are not good. And sadly, the worst part is them trading their first this year with the Bears to move up and get Bryce Young could be really detrimental.
Yeah.
Like, the Bears might have 2 top 5 picks. So.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Unrelated note, but you bringing up Bryce Young, that is my most irritating thing when it comes to sports, is the quickness people have to write these young 20-year-old kids off. Like,
there's a guy I'm thinking about in the NBA that I'm not going to say because we're going to do that video next. But
yes,
this, like, it happens in every sport.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes a change of scenery, sometimes a different player being traded, sometimes a coach, sometimes whatever it may. Sometimes it's just the team is better.
Yeah.
And like the player is able to perform better with better players on their team.
Yep.
CJ Stroud is playing at a Pro Bowl MVP level. That is incredible.
With a mediocre team.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
That is insane. That is amazing. But I didn't expect him to be that this early at all.
No.
At all. So props to Stroud, but I got to look out for Young and for all those young players who just get totally disrespected by like casual fans. I'll be honest, like casual fans who just want to like crap on players, and it's annoying.
For sure.
But back to the video now.
Back to the video.
What's another pro or con or takeaway you have in the AFC?
AFC. I'm gonna jump over to some cons.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying to avoid this illusion for a while now, but it seems those shadows have caught up to me. The New England Patriots are horrible. Oh, man, that hurts to say on live camera, bro. Yeah, man, we suck. Mac might be toast. Bill might be toast. Obviously Mac doesn't have the receiving core help that he needs or deserves, but there's also times where we're overthrowing guys by 5-10 yards and losing the game.
Yep.
We're pulling guys last drive of the game, throwing in a different quarterback, the whole scene. I thought new OC Bill coming back would help us out. Didn't. Judon and Christian Gonzalez going down the same week.
Yeah.
That's kind of when the spiral started. That week 4, Dallas Cowboys lost. Then getting blown out by the Saints. Then, we beat we lost to the Raiders. Scored some points though, so that felt good. That was a good week because we scored.
Yeah.
Beat the Bills, bro. I was like, yo, whoa. We got this. We can turn it around. And then we haven't won since. So, man, I'm just excited for the draft. I've been looking at prospects, looking at film, looking at guys we should take. I don't know what direction we're going to go.
Yeah.
Hope we get Marvin Harrison Jr. and then trade for Josh Dobbs.
Oh.
And we run that.
Now we're talking.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough rest of the year for me. I'm just gonna watch my hockey and basketball and have a smile on my face. I can on Sunday. So that's what I got for the Patriots Day. Sorry for that little rant. Just had to get that out on cam. It just kind of leaked out.
So sadly enough, one of my cons was also the New England Patriots. However, I don't want to use this moment to crap on you and the team because clearly
you did
it's
tell
enough.
me so. But you did tell me so.
However, to not give myself too much credit, I didn't think the Patriots were going to make the playoffs because they had the hardest schedule in the league.
Yeah.
So by default, I was like, it's going to be like a hurdle, and it would require Mac Jones to take a leap and staying healthy, things like that.
I believed.
And so, obviously with you being a fan of the team, it totally makes sense. Like, fans of teams, you have different expectations than me. I'm an outsider looking in. It's like
they're going to be,
yeah. But I didn't think they were going to be
training camp.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this bad. I did not think. And so that's the thing. It's like, I thought they'd miss the playoffs, but I'm pretty sure back in the video, I had them winning like 7-10. Something like that.
I'll be happy if we win 5.
It's really at that point, and I did not expect Mac Jones to be as bad as he is.
Poor. Yeah.
And like, you can tell he's like in the interview after the game this last week when they asked him, like, do you think Bill Belichick has full faith in you? And he said, you just hear he's like, I don't.
It sucks, bro. It actually sucks to like see as a fan. Like, that's horrible. Like, you shouldn't want to see it. Like, that's just that's awful.
No,
like,
I don't want to
know
see
if he's
anyone
starting anymore.
Yep.
We still don't know. They got a bye week, so it's gonna be. I'm assuming he's going to. I'm assuming there's no way they change it now.
Yeah, I think so too.
But just like the fact that there's even conversations of firing Bill after all these years, he's all I've known my entire life. Like, it's just like this is just, it's insane. It's insane. But all good things come to an end at some point. So
it's just like shocking.
Yeah.
It really is. Like, again, I didn't expect them to make the playoffs, but like, I didn't think they'd be like bottom of the barrel, not just AFC, but in the league.
Yeah.
Like, that to me is a super big surprise. But like you said, the draft, and to that point, I think them missing in the draft the last couple years, like the Patriots built their dynasty off of incredible drafting. Like, primarily late round picks where it's like, oh yeah, this player we draft Julian Edelman. Yeah, he's a Pro Bowl receiver.
Yeah.
And he's great. And he's got that camaraderie with Tom. Where now it's like they have not been able to hit. And so it's that like...
Yeah. I just saw like a tweet or something of our 2020 draft.
Yeah.
Like, there's maybe 2 players still on our roster. They're like third, second, like, it's bad, man.
Yeah.
Like, obviously you're gonna have some bad drafts here and there, but it's been the last few years of just complete misses.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Gotta figure it out.
Yeah, I agree. The other team, I'll knock off my last positive in the AFC real quick. Is the Pittsburgh Steelers. They're 6-3, and when we did our record prediction, I think I had them going 9-8 because Tomlin has at minimum gone 500 every year. The Steelers are 6-3, and Kenny Pickett isn't playing great. Like, he's not doing great. And they have been, I don't know if this is the correct term, but like out yardaged every single game.
Wow.
They're 6-3. That stat alone, you'd be like, oh, this is like a 3-6 team, a 2-7 team. It's unreal that like they're probably a playoff team. And it's that defense being that Pittsburgh defense. It's what they build kind of their team on. So, round of applause to the Steelers. Mike Tomlin, forever one of my favorite coaches in all of sports. So, that's...
I was hating on the Steelers a little bit. I'm pretty sure I broke the streak with my prediction.
Yeah.
So, I got to give them credit. Kenny has been balling. I need Pickens to wake up a little bit, catch some damn balls, get your feet in bounds.
The memes about that are crazy.
It's crazy. Need Pat to come back healthy, even though just made a trade, but still would like him to turn up.
Anyways, yep.
Yeah. Props to the Steelers, man. I knew obviously TJ Watt. Their defense has been just classic, keeping them afloat the last few years. But it's been really good, paired with some fairly solid Kenny play.
Yeah, exactly. He hasn't been like horrible, but like it's so weird because you look at that team, and if you erased everything and you just looked at like statistics, especially on offense, you would think like, oh yeah, this team is not very good. They're 6-3, and at this point, I would be very surprised if they didn't make the playoffs. So, props to the Steelers. Do you have any other cons or pros in the AFC?
One more con.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Just this most recent game. Again, why am I blanking? Who did they just play?
The Broncos.
The Broncos, thank you.
Yep.
Should have won. Multiple chances to win. 12 men on the field. Stupid penalties. Stupid turnovers. Bro. Josh Allen is a passing yards leader, top 5, but also, I believe, leading in picks.
Yeah.
Just can't have that. Like, you can't have that ceiling of, oh, man, I'm diamond. I'm putting up numbers. And, oh, yeah, I'm also the league leader in turnovers.
Yep.
Just can't really have it. Uncharacteristic. It wasn't all him. I mean, they started the game off with a muffed kick return fucking fumble.
Yeah.
Sorry. But just you can't start the game like that, dude. Like,
no, you can't. Against any team.
It was just a setup for failure from the start. Like, even if they came back, that is just a horrible start. You're losing your advantage of getting the ball first. Like, it's just all around interesting season. And they're, what are they, 5-5?
Yeah,
they're still in a good spot to make the playoffs. So if they can just hash out those things, they can probably make a little run here and there. But at the moment, I would not feel too confident in the Buffalo Bills.
No, I didn't have them on, but I'm really glad you brought them up because it is like,
it's weird.
So do you think it's like panic button time for the team? Because you have like obviously Stephon Diggs' brother tweeting like he needs to leave.
Yeah.
And that relationship has seemed to be unsteady between Diggs and the Bills organization for honestly a year.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of been, but do you think it's at that level where it's like, okay, they aren't getting over the hump, and not only that, they're playing bad. Like Allen, what has he thrown a pick the last 6 games?
6 straight, I think. Yeah.
Like you said, you can't have these highs and lows when you are supposed to be a top 5 team in the league.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Like going forward, the rest of the season and post, are you worried about the team?
I would be very worried about the Stephon Diggs relationship, especially.
Yep.
They've lost a couple guys on defense these past couple years. Obviously, it's hard to keep an entire core together, but it's starting to seem like it's kind of now or go back to the back burner like they have been. So that's a tough spot, man. I don't know what to do if I'm a Bills in the Bills organization, because they have the pieces, they have the guys. They just either got to figure it out, or might be time to blow it up while you can still get some value. I don't know.
Totally. I agree with you. I don't think it's this like panic, we're gonna be awful the rest of the year and then we're gonna blow it up.
Yeah.
But I do think it's like, what's next?
What are we supposed to do, guys? Yeah.
Because not only are you regressing, the Chiefs aren't going anywhere. The Ravens look really good. The Eagles aren't going anywhere. The Niners got better at the deadline.
Yeah.
So, like, and that's just naming a few. So it's like you're starting to lose a grip of like, I don't, it's bad. But real quick to that point, if you go back to our AFC record predictions video, I said I would not be surprised if the Bills had a slip. I just kind of expect a regression.
Yeah.
So anyways, we'll move on. But I just wanted to throw that in real quick because I feel like that was a hot take at the time. And we'll see. They could win out.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
No, they definitely could win
I
out.
mean, like, who knows? But yeah, I'm nervous.
Yeah.
The last con real quick, I just want to throw in because today Deshaun Watson is ruled out for the year. The Browns are 6-3. I'll be honest, I think this is a dagger to their season.
Unless DTR comes in and plays like Josh Dobbs or CJ Stroud, or it's wraps.
It's and the crazy thing too is like Watson is coming off of his best week, I would say, as a Brown.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
he looked really good.
He looked really good. He looked really athletic. He was making plays with his legs. He looked the most fluid, like, and confident he had been. But yeah, I think that's done. And honestly, Jacoby Brissett right now would be ideal. But obviously, him in Washington, you don't have that anymore. So yeah, I think sadly for the Browns, it might be wraps.
It's tough, man. They've been solid. Their defense has been solid.
Yep.
But yeah, it's probably wraps, dude. I don't see especially with how good the AFC is.
Exactly.
And the ways that some of these teams are playing, the Raiders now 2 straight with their new coach.
Yep.
There's a lot of juice in the AFC, dude.
Yeah. So that's the last one I wanted to include just because we did get the news on the day of recording. But next, NFC. What are some pros, cons, takeaways that you've got in the NFC?
NFC, man. I am going to start this off with a little bit of a interesting one, but the Atlanta Falcons, it might be wraps for Desmond Ridder.
Yeah.
Benched for what I thought was concussion, but apparently it was poor play.
Yeah.
Bad decision making. Taylor Heineke steps up. He's a pretty damn good quarterback, and he's been playing like the better quarterback down there.
Yeah.
He was leading them to a victory. I think he did lead them to a victory. Last game got hurt, had to come out, and the Falcons went on to lose with Ridder back in. So that's tough, man. Kind of you draft a guy, hope he's going to be your franchise guy, Patriots. It doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So that's just a little. That's what I wanted to start it off with. Because I thought Desmond Ridder was going to be a great quarterback for the Falcons. I really like their team. I thought highly of them. I thought that they could. I think I had them as my division winner, actually.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah. So and that wasn't as Taylor Heineke. I wasn't expecting Taylor Heineke to be the starting quarterback. Nope. That wasn't what my prediction was based off of. So
yeah,
just kind of interesting. I hope it works out. And hopefully Heineke could stay healthy, but just tough for Desmond Ridder, man.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good one to bring up, and it's also hitting the point with the head coach where it's like, I really don't understand drafting Bijan, a running back with a top 10 pick, spending a top 10 pick on Drake London, spending a top 10 pick on Kyle Pitts, and not using them to the way that, like, you would think you would want to use them.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't I'm not saying force feed them, but like, why is Bijan getting 9 carries? You didn't draft him to be a bell cow?
Yeah.
Why did you pick him then? Like,
Yeah.
it's some of that stuff where I just don't get it.
It's weird. It's a very weird situation down there.
Yeah, it is. But I agree. I think there's a bit of a panic there. To go to a positive, I want to give credit to a guy who has kind of been like the most fun story of the year, and it's Mr. Josh Dobbs.
Yep.
Dude, he's playing great.
He's legit, bro.
Really good.
I like Josh.
Dude, the video of him where he is getting assistance this last week, finding the Vikings locker room. He doesn't even know. He's taking practice snaps with the center before he goes in the game, the week he goes in. And yet, here he is. And the Vikings all of a sudden are right back in, like, the playoff picture. So
Jay Jett is coming back probably this week, hopefully. Not next.
Yeah. So I just want to give props to Dobbs.
In a fire wide receiver target. Could you imagine Josh Dobbs MVP?
And
I'm kind of excited to see it.
Yeah. Dude, and the weird thing about his scrambling this year, because it was like that with the Cardinals too, he wasn't always like this.
Yeah.
I don't know what he unlocked this offseason where he's like, oh yeah, I'm really like I'm a mobile QB.
Yeah.
But he is. And he's been playing great. So Dobbs, congrats, man. I think he solidified himself as at minimum like a backup for the next couple seasons. At minimum.
For sure.
Yeah, good for him, man.
And he's a freaking astrophysicist, bro.
He's a genius.
Like what?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I play football.
Yeah, just on the side.
He's like he had one ball to Hawkinson. Hawkinson is running, and then he cuts to the sideline, and it's on a rope.
Yeah.
It was like a 30-yard dot, and I'm like, dude,
what calculations did he do for that?
He like did quick math in his brain. He's like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly where to put that ball.
Yeah.
Corners right. Don't worry. I got it.
I got the angles.
Yeah, had to give props to Dobbs
for sure
to kick it off.
I didn't have that. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What have you got for a next one?
I'm gonna talk about a pro,
and
it's gonna be the Detroit Lions and Jahmyr Gibbs.
Beat me to it.
Look at Jahmyr Gibbs go, man. Last 3 games, been turning up, being a ball carrier, hogging downs, hogging yards, hogging touchdowns from David Montgomery. I've kind of forgot about him a little bit since the end. Jahmyr's just been turning up.
Yeah.
The Lions offense is like top 5 in every category, passing, rushing. Their offense is insane. Aiden Hutchinson haven't been having too bad of a year. The defense has been solid. But I really like the Lions. They're in a good place. We called it at the beginning of the year as we both had them as our division champs. But I'm liking what they're doing. What they're doing.
Absolutely. I had them as well, so I'm really glad that you brought them up. But yeah, they've looked really good. I think they're right there in like the thick of the NFC contenders with like the Niners and Eagles. I think that's the big 3 in the NFC, where like one of those 3 is going to make the Super Bowl, would be my guess. So I'm glad you brought them up. My last one for the video that I at least have noted is the Eagles. It's basic, it's annoying, but like I had talked about when we did our QB video, my only hesitation with Hurts is I just want to see one more year. Like, he played incredible. He played like an MVP last year. He was amazing, gave him tons of props. But this year, I just wanted to see it again. Like, to really know, okay, it wasn't just 1 year. It wasn't just 1 year. He's very good. He is absolutely a top 3 quarterback in this league. He's amazing. And the Eagles, even with their super difficult schedule, no problem.
8-1. I agreed. I was
Yeah.
gonna say the Eagles and Chiefs this weekend
Yep.
is
Oh
gonna
my
be a
goodness.
great game, a big telling
Yeah.
game, a little
Yep.
preview,
Yep. Game of the
post
year.
view.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's got all the storylines. So I think everyone's healthy. I don't think there's any big injuries, so it should be full blown. All the troops rallied. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think there's a real chance we get that Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
Like, personally, I can't bet against Kansas City making the Super Bowl. It's kind of like Tom and New England, where every year it was kind of like, why would I not pick them?
Yeah.
Like, until proven otherwise, why would I not pick them? So
yeah,
I feel that way about Kansas City, and the Eagles obviously have competition in the NFC, but as of right now, I'd say they're the best team in the conference. So
yeah.
Did you have any other teams or players or anything that you wanted to add before we wrapped this one?
Real quick, I think now after acquiring Chase Young, the 49ers have probably the best front seven in the league. They probably might have already had it before.
Yeah.
But I think it's solidified. Their D-line linebacker blitzing combo is ridiculous. So for the playoffs, obviously regular season, players are grinding it out, trying to get through.
Yeah.
That's going to be very scary if they all are still healthy in the playoffs. Like, might be able to propel them over the Eagles in my eyes, but only time will tell.
Fair. Yeah, I don't want to say it feels like a crash course because that feels dismissive of the Lions. But like those three,
it's tough. The Lions are so good, but their defense is just compared to the Eagles and the Niners, it's just a little bit behind. But it's about timing, man. It's about timing. So if they can lock it up when it needs to be timed, I'm not gonna count them out. But it's definitely those three. But
yeah, I agree. So to wrap this up, y'all know what time it is.
Yep.
Song of the pod. We know what it is. Mo, what have you got for the people?
I feel like I did this one last time. Yeah, I got to go to you. I think I did this one last time.
Okay.
I just remembered.
Well, Mo, you might have the same one as me. You might want to piggyback this. It's Turkey Season by Lil Durk. We're in the thick of November. Thanksgiving right around the corner, which means Mo and I about to beat. I'm about to see my guy again.
Yep.
So we're hype. We're hype. We're ready.
We're
Turkey Season. If you aren't blasting this in November, bro, you're a sicko.
It's different.
You're a sicko.
I'll join you on that, Zay. I'll join you on Turkey Season.
Yep. For like anyone interested on the lore behind Flagrant Talk, Mo and I love this song and have probably listened to this song together like around 100 times.
100. I was gonna say around 100.
So
it's an all-timer, especially during these perfect months.
Yeah.
Perfect season.
I mean, it really goes for all of fall, but in November, bro, the lead up to Thanksgiving, we're not listening to that mumbo jumbo Christmas bull crap right now. We're listening to Lil Durk in Turkey Season, okay?
Turkey Season.
So get with it.
Get with it. We appreciate it if you do. Let us know.
Yeah, that was a bit aggressive for me.
No, I like it.
I was like being an asshole.
Sell the point.
People listening, they're like, yo, dude.
Bro,
we're listening. We listen to your videos. We like your videos. Like please sub up. But like we do that and like you want to come at us for not listening to a song, bro? Yeah. Listen to it.
It's life-changing.
Bro, like it's the greatest Thanksgiving song of all time. So we'll leave it at that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for tuning in. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will see y'all in the next Flagrant Talk episode.
Later,
Peace
everyone.
out.
See you soon.